trying to do live. My lives kept messing up. So we're gonna see if we could do it this morning. Let's get to it. I want to work out, and I want to, be a hero to my community, So I want to be a police officer. I got titties.
Welcome back to Scandalous Los Angeles TV, where we expose the exposers. CS2 Badges is back at it again. He never fails to deliver, and this time it's even more desperate than usual. Let's be honest, Porky knows the end is near. He sees the writing on the wall. He knows the cat's out the bag, and it's only a matter of time before everybody finds out the truth, that he's been an informant all along. So what does he do? He jumps on and starts soft launching the excuses. Now he's saying it's not snitching if you tell on a dead person. Why? Because he already told on Poochie for killing Biggie. That's why. This is him trying to get ahead of the headlines. But guess what? Too late. And here's the wild part.
Damn, son!
Last-ditch move to self-destruct. Porky throws his leading officer, Lieutenant Officer Lovesboys, straight under the bus, all over again. According to Porky, Lovesboys just tried to become a cop. He said Lovesboys passed the physical and the written part of the test, but he just couldn't clear the background check. Now somehow this guy can walk around legally strapped, but couldn't become a real officer.
I mean, to be honest with you, even just to get a gun, you got to go through certain protocols and procedures and things of that nature. So, that's that kind of didn't make sense, but I don't know. Let's listen and see.
Sir. And Porky didn't stop there. He also said that's why Lovesboys lost all the weight. He claims the weight loss was for police academy training, not to stay in fighting shape. Now ask yourself, why would Porky just randomly offer up this info? Why now? Why go public with all this? We all know why. Because Porky's panicking. His whole little exposer empire is falling else under the and Adam knows that. And Adam knows that.
Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. Like the people who keep this country moving. For them,
And Adam knows that. He's there with you to recognize the pattern. But you actually look at the video, it's clear. The badge Porky had before is completely different from what he handed to Adam. Two different badges. That's why we call him CS2 Badges. So what are we doing here? If Adam can sit there, see the switch, and still go along with it, then we know his credibility needs to be questioned too. Because at this point, it's not just about Porky spinning the story. It's about who's letting him get away with it.
Because Remo's telling me that people that we really f with are hitting him up, completely convinced that you're a cop, and they just want to know what we're gonna do.
What are we gonna do? If I was a cop, what is no jumper supposed to do?
Stop f***ing with you, I think.
Oh, that's how that works. Y'all gangsters, that what the fuck?
I mean, I guess that's what people would expect us. I mean, it would be kind of weird if we had an undercover cop with a show on the podcast.
But here goes the thing, bro. Now see, here goes the common sense factor. This is why I have no respect for the streets. If a dude's undercover,
right,
do you think he's gonna have a badge in his pocket?
This guy Porky said, would an undercover officer have his badge on him? What kind
Damn,
of
son.
is that? Of course, an undercover would have a badge on him. What about former Detective Frank Liga? He was working undercover the day he killed former officer Kevin Gaines. Did Liga have his badge with him?
On the afternoon of March 18, 1997, a road rage incident that escalates into a shooting leaves a black off-duty LAPD police officer dead at the hands of a white undercover narcotics detective.
Damn, son.
They questioned me about this because my tactics were different. I offset to the right. And the reason I offset to the right is because I got gas pumps right here on the side, and I'm anticipating a running gun battle through gas pumps. And I didn't want to blow us up. So I offset to the right, get out of my car, I had a car. Well, as I was getting out of the car, I pulled my badge up, it was around my chain around my neck. I pulled my badge up, it was around my chain around my neck. I pulled my badge up, it was around my neck. A static fellow was coming out of the gas station door. I go, hey, I'm a cop, call 911.
There we go again. Just another example of how Porky is both a liar and an idiot. He literally just said, "This is why I don't believe street dudes. This is..." Porky said people are not used to common sense. The problem is, he talks too much and thinks he's smarter than everyone else. But the more he talks, the more he exposes himself.
At any given time, his homies or anybody could search you.
Yeah.
Right? Do you think, I don't know what undercovers got. I don't think they got a code word.
They definitely don't have a police badge.
I mean, I don't have a police badge.
Why would the cops just, have you ever heard of that? An informant? They like them so much, it's like, here's a badge, carry this with you.
I don't have a police badge.
Porky said he's had the badge for the last 8 to 10 years. So let me ask, how many?
Damn, little 8 to 10 years, you got a police badge?
You know this we're going to do.
Maybe taking her.
No. I didn't really know the dad. But I got a full graduation dad, so they did my particular dude is an extra.
Okay.
I'm out of they got legend of IBC, one of the two, the Inglewood area, right? He's got something for you that'll come in handy for you. So he gave me this little wrapper, so I opened it up. Officer's wife, mom, dad, son, brother.
Why would they give them this though? I don't get it. I done seen many people who is related to police officers get pulled over and they ain't pull out no badge, bro. I don't know.
So on and so forth.
I might be
So
wrong.
what it is, it's just kind of a thing amongst the officers that if you pull somebody over and you see that, they'll give you a little amnesty.
Right.
And they do it
I don't believe that.
because they want the other officers to respect the people they gave to them, right? So when you look at the badge, you open it up, you're gonna see what it says.
Yeah, it
Let's see what
says,
this shit look like. Hold on, y'all. I ain't got premium. Give me a second. Yeah, let's see what this badge looking like.
When you look at the badge, you open it up, you're gonna see what it says.
it says, police officer's brother.
It says, "Who's his brother?" right?
Police officer, Los Angeles police officer's brother. I mean, I feel like this is almost like a bastardization of what this is supposed to be used for, right? Like, you would think that they're only giving it out to law-abiding citizens and not,
I'm a law-abiding citizen.
you're a flamboyant gang member.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
You crazy?
No, you are, for sure.
What's that?
I'm gonna at you. Now I'm gonna give you all.
Not flamboyant. I'm gonna have to look that up. Flamboyant.
Never
Gang.
do talk about being a gang member around here.
Are you crazy?
How you used to stab people with poop knives and all this shit.
No, we talk about prison. I mean, look,
Right.
at one point in time, shit, that's what my life was. I think you confusing me with somebody else, right? But we're gonna leave that
Off of
alone.
that.
At the end of the day, it comes in handy with like checkpoints and shit, tickets.
Right.
You turn the corner to checkpoint, so the first thing they ask you for is your ID.
I just asked Whack.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
So usually when I go to get my ID, they see it, I avoid, they just be like, you can go. I think, RB, I left your house one morning in the Hellcat. I was doing about 20 over the speed limit or something crazy, didn't realize it. you know, like 70 and a 50 or some shit. Got pulled over, you know. And when I went to, you know, when you went to show him you get your license, as soon as he saw it, he was like, hey man, just slow it down and boom. So that's what it is. So, you know, I don't hide it from nobody. Like, it's no secret. I've talked about this shit on Clubhouse. Like, but you get a bunch of dudes. The crazy part about it is, if you use your common sense, right, and say, all right, we know Wack's been to prison.
Right.
This is what we know, right? We know this dude did extensive time driving trucks. We know he did extensive time traveling around in the music industry. Well, when the I got time to be long.
But can you become a cop in like 6 months?
Well, I will tell you this. I'm gonna let the cat out the bag. I'm gonna let the cat out the bag. I'm gonna let the cat out the bag.
Here we go, folks. It's time for Mr. Lardfield Love Handles to get tossed right under that bus.
One of the exposers went, took the written test to become a cop, passed it. Took the physical fitness to become a cop, passed it, and failed the background check 4 days ago.
Really? Failed the background check because of his clubhouse affiliations?
No, he passed to, number in there, let me just delete that. Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. I mean, end of the day. But you gotta remember, listen, I did what I did yesterday as a little experiment.
Control. Was it intentional in any way?
Yeah, it was definitely intentional. Like, that's my fucking wallet.
You guys, we don't even need to keep listening to this liar. We already know he's full of it. We know it wasn't intentional. If it was, he would have just showed us the original wallet he pulled the badge from. Has he done that? Nope. Instead, he shows up with some other wallet that says, police officer's brother. Where do you even get something like that? Have you ever in your life heard of the police giving out badges for you to flash when you get pulled over? That makes zero sense. But guess who's trying to sell us that story? Good old-fashioned CS2 badges. Porky can't squirm his way out of this one.
Hey, see, listen, you gotta let them niggas know what it is, man. Listen, your trolling it may hurt niggas' hearts. You understand me?
Right.
It don't really hurt niggas' hearts, but if a nigga know, they know, right?
Right. Hey, listen, I'm hearing niggas that say I'm the police, cuz.
Right, I heard the same thing, man. I was trying to figure out who had the paperwork.
Right.
Did they have any?
Nah.
Cause that's the only way we can figure out if a nigga told. Hold on, matter of fact, do they got pictures of a nigga on stand?
Nah.
Transcripts, anything. I'm just trying to figure it out. Have you been on the case with any of these niggas?
Nah,
Any of these niggas told on?
Nah, niggas all busted, bro.
These niggas marked out, man. Busted out. Listen, we gonna call these niggas Marquisha Malwards. That's what they is. Niggas say, what's a Malward? A mark and a cow with a mix. Busters.
Goodbye. What's the cost of...
You're watching Scandalous Los Angeles TV. What's up?
This is a new Berkeley Turbo Shrimp from the Gulf lineup, and we threw this around.
Welcome back to Scandalous Los Angeles TV, where we expose the exposers. So SPI went from treating lame Buster Thugless like a real homeboy to treating him like Young Buck and recording his phone call. And I'm so thankful that he did. When Spider does you like this, that means he's finally had enough of you.
I remember this one.
So now after clueless Christopher waved the white flag and called Spider a lot. Welcome back to Scandalous Los Angeles TV, where we expose the exposers. So here we are again, guys. CS2.
CS2 back. CS2 badges.
Back. Just confirmed it himself. He said because he believed Lucy was a snake, he's been lining him up for 8 straight months. 8 months of fake smiles, fake loyalty, fake everything. If that's not snake behavior, then what is? I mean, we all know that Lucy is a snake. We've all seen the way he gets down. But what does this say about Porky? At this point, there's really... Nothing left to explain. Sure, we're making content, but the truth, it's already out there. You've seen it. You've watched it unfold. And now, without question, you know it.
I got bad service out here, y'all. But real bad service, man.
Exactly what's been going on.
Talk about what these stone-faced niggas, they don't say nothing, they living at you, there's none of that but Cuban. And Rob does music. Cuban, listen. Give me this DM, tell me what to holler at and send me your number. All right, Wacky, send me a number. Okay, cool. Wait 3 days, I wanna know if he's gonna tell me this.
You guys, this is exactly what narcissism looks like in action. This guy CS2 Back is out here acting like he's in some kind of mafia movie, and he's the Don. Let's be honest here. You don't need some covert operation to figure out if Loose Cannon is a snake. All you gotta do is ask his wife, and she'll tell you. The man was just sitting with Porky after being with Big U. That alone tells you everything you need to know. But see, in Porky's mind, he's got to play these little elementary school games to test loyalty. All right, Cuban Rob, call him up, send him your number, and I want to see if he comes back and tells me. What kind of corny shit is that? That's not chess. That's not strategy. That's just dumb. But this is how the brain works when narcissism takes over. In his head, he thinks he's some untouchable figure, like he's really running something. And that mindset, that illusion of power, that's what happens when people from Donald Sterling's culture befriend you, gassing you up. And before you know it, you think you're bigger than everybody around you.
3 days go by, you don't tell me this. Call it, you're telling me you're a little upset because Wack don't help you with your music, you've been around me forever. You feel like this, that. You want to with him, but let's keep it low. And then when your shit get up and blazing, you gonna spin off of me and you gonna ride with him. Boom, he tells him this. I wait. When Loose Cannon never brought that back, that my right hand came to him with that, at that point I knew he was a snake and I started lying.
You guys, there is so much to unpack in that little sentence he just dropped. It's not even funny. First of all, doesn't this story sound real familiar? Isn't this exactly what he said happened with Big U and Alan Grunblatt? Remember, he claimed Big U went down to his office with Simon on the phone. And Simon told Alan Grunblatt to give Big U all of Porky's contracts, because Big U was the only person that Porky was scared of. Then Porky said he went home, waited 7 days, and when Big U didn't call him, he knew something was up. Same playbook. Now here we go again. This time he says he had Cuban Rob call Lucy and say, "Hey, I don't like how Wack's treating me. I'm thinking about coming over there with you." And Lucy was supposed to run back and tell Porky that? Let's be honest. Even if that did happen, maybe Lucy didn't want to stir up drama. Maybe he figured telling Porky would cause problems with him and Cuban Rob. There's 100 reasons someone might not repeat that conversation. But in this guy's mind, the second Lucy didn't come back with that info, Porky said he knew he was a snake, and he started lining him. Lining him up for what, though? He didn't get jumped. He didn't get shot. He didn't get robbed. So what are you saying? That you lined him up? To get booked? Because if nothing else happened to him, that's the only thing left. Porky telling on himself again. This one is so blatant, it's clear he doesn't care anymore. By him saying he lined him up, he's admitting he set him up to go to jail. This is CS2 Back, once again telling y'all exactly who he is. CS2 Back.
I've lied to him for 8 months. Saw him in the poker face.
Hello.
Hey, talk that shit, big bro. That shit.
Bozo, don't blame me. You blame yourself. You forced me to this extreme. You're supposed to be what you say you are to me. The minute that man come to you, hey, whack, you know your man, woo. So then this is when it really got funny. Hey, whack, hey, what's up, bro? Hey, man, you done taught me so much and showed me so much. Oh, yeah, they gave it to you, you know, you gave it to this boost. Everybody know who I am now. I want you to be the godfather of my child. And then this nigga think I'm sentimental and emotional. You know what I did? Oh, brother, it's an honor, man. Yeah, it's an honor. But see, being a godparent to a child comes with an action. We ain't babysitting, we ain't taking baby a box of diapers, and we got them free all day. Out of here, nigga. I'm gonna hit you like you hit me, just in another little way. I'm talking back to you, nigga, but you just too slow to motherfucking understand what I'm saying. I'm saying it to comprehend that language.
Yeah, well.
You with some boy that you ain't ready for. You come from manipulating women that are innocent women, right? Who really don't understand your trickery, who have intentions on really trying to build, like listening to Gigi. I see what that is. Gigi is a regular, normal female who knows nothing about the pimp or the streets or the I'm just got a job and if I like you and let's build and hey, let's do some things. She got no idea. Like this, doing this. She figured it out. She woke now. Now you's a mental midget. And you are what I call a mental midget.
Listening to all this, can you imagine the things he's gonna say about Love's Boys when he finally turns on him? Because if this is how he talks about people he once trusted, people he was supposedly testing, just wait until he decides Love's Boys is no longer useful. You already know how this script plays out. Same pattern every time. As soon as you're not serving his agenda, you're a snake, a backstabber, an op. It's not if, it's when.
That's a
We're
fact.
gonna sit back and watch you run around like Tom and Jerry. And when you get back, we're gonna say, hey man, where you been, man? What you been up to all day? We watching what you doing. Oh man, I did this, I did everything you say you did, we know you do. And you know what I'm gonna say, man, great job, man. I appreciate you, man. I couldn't have made nothing happen without you. And know what you thinking? Yeah, man, I got it working. Hey man, hey, instead of meeting me, I tell you what, instead of meeting me in the driveway, just come on in, man. You know, the door be open. Cool, you know. Then you walk in. Hey, bro, we down here in the basement. And you come down there in the basement, and everybody you were supposed to go see for me is now there. It's too late. You in the trick bag. I dangled the bone in front of your face. The bone. The light is on, the camera's on. You know what I knew about it? I knew you wasn't from Los Angeles. I felt your ego, and I knew in order for you to continue your conversation, you had to say any and everything you knew. And when you're in a position where you have nothing else to say, and all you can say is any and everything you know, you're bound to say something you ain't supposed to say. I just put the motherfucking knife on the table, and you stab yourself and cut your arm.
I ain't got premium, so got a couple commercials gonna be flying through here, y'all. Couple commercials. Man, my service is so bad out here, bro. Like, dang.
You're watching a toothbrush play Billie Eilish. But did you know there's a YouTube Music app?
I just put the motherfucking knife on the table. And you stab yourself, cut your own throat. What the fuck? Nigga, Adam didn't cut his throat.
It doesn't just stop at Adam. That's what Porky wants us to believe. But now it all makes sense. Now we understand why he had loose cannon on that three-way call with Snitch and Tail Dale. Porky already knew Dale was working with the FBI. Dale Morrison went straight to Porky and told him that himself. And still, Porky had loose cannon on the line with him. Now Porky has flat out admitted that he lined loose cannon up. First, he put him on no jumper, had him out there telling stories and lies. Then, he put him on the phone with a known Fed. All of it was a setup. That's how cold this guy moves. And what's even more wild, you hear people on Clubhouse laughing, cheering it on, like it's entertainment. Which means Porky's ratting is not a problem on Clubhouse. And these are the things he's pulling from. And this is what they're teaching these guys.
Whack, the knife wouldn't have been on the table, we would have cut his throat. Did Whack want him to cut his throat? Absolutely. Did I tell him to cut his throat? No. Then why did he cut his throat? Because I understand who he was, he just didn't understand who I was. He just didn't understand who I was. He just didn't understand who I was. And you set your bozo ass down there time and time and time again. I could have been told him, hey bro, stop saying, stop this. I didn't tell him to say it. I didn't tell him to stop saying it.
Porky's actually right. He could have told him to stop saying it, because he was his handler. And here we go again. He's basically admitting, once again, that he was this man's handler. So now it's not just messy, it's crazy. Because what kind of handler lines up the very person they're supposed to be handling?
I mean, I never, you thought
Damn, son.
forgot about how crazy he was talking about when I didn't even know who the f- he was. Gigi said he used to talk about Whack on social media, and Whack texted him one time or DM and said, I don't know you. And he went crazy. It drove him crazy that Whack wouldn't respond to him. He was like intentionally just saying shit about a total stranger. He didn't know Whack, but Whack wouldn't read the diss song he did on you. I said, bro, what was this nigga, man? You don't want to pay me to... He's a gang member? What you came? He came bearing gifts. Okay, what you got? Oh, you want? Oh, what, man? Wait, what you say? Who? Big you? Oh, that right. You know some shit? Yeah, oh, okay. You want to talk about what you know? I mean, you don't have to, but if you want to platform, brother, I'll look out for you. Brother, I'll look out for you, brother. Well, look how I paid me. When he came at me to come on No Jumper, and came at me to pay me for No Jumper, what you think I told him? I'm gonna worry about it, this one on me. Anything else we do, get worked out, but No Jumpers on me. You know why I told him that? Because I know for a fact, I know you a snake. You can't accept no money to go on No Jumper. Right? That's how this works. So I'm gonna let you come on No Jumper. Take that weapon, you can't use that later on. Hey man, can I get on academics? Man, I might cost you a little bit, man. I don't know, bro. But I tell you what, let's just not make an academics thing. You want me to do a 90-day run for you and I promote, I personally will go on Clubhouse and talk about your reality show and this. All right, pay me this.
They be running hella players, boy. That Clubhouse, boy.
And you know what? I'll throw academics in there. I'll get you up here. Let me figure it out. You know what he thinking?
This man played these folks like puppets, man. You played the hell out of these damn people.
I got this. Oh no, you ain't got me. I got me AI humanoid that's gonna go cut his own throat and slap.
Crazy work, bro.
under Big U's name. The crazy part about it
He
is
basically killed 3 birds with one stone. You know, like he said, Luce used to diss him. Then him and Luce got cool. He already wasn't cool with Big U, and he didn't like Brick Baby. And the fact that, you know, after I guess he lined Loose Cannon up, Loose Cannon saying some of the things he's saying. Basically, all of this is in the actual paperwork, the federal indictment. You know, they even got some things he was saying on No Jumper on the federal indictment paperwork.
the dumbass, when he first goes to jail, he got to call me, hey, Wack, what? Loose Cannon want to know why you telling everybody he was lying about the Meek Mill stuff and all this stuff. I said, no, Sharice, tell him that I'm telling the world that he's lying, so they'll think he's lying about everything else he said. You get it? She said, oh, you both go ahead. That shit on the wiretap. That shit on the wiretap. That shit on the wiretap. Oh, I throw the booty cat. She said, nigga, you are dangerous. You are dangerous. You are dangerous. Yeah, they want to play the motherfucking game. The thing he did out at R&B, I said, if he's smart, he takes the high road with me and say, man, I look at Wack as a hunk. I don't know what's going on. Maybe we've been compromised. You know, maybe it's my wife tripping. I'm in jail. I said, if he's smart, that's the road he takes. But if he's the dummy I know him to be, he's going to start saying, you're not like that. You're not this. It's too many motherfucking interviews where you praising what Wack is like. Niggas looking at you crazy as a motherfucker. Huh? Anything that comes out of his mouth is like, oh, you be quiet.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
He knocked Game out in the mall. He lost his life like maybe, I don't even think it was a month after he shot this video, he lost his life.
Social media all the time, when people get into it, they always say something about you in the mall, and you got to a fight with some dude. Yeah, they say you got you in the mall.
I don't know nothing about that fight.
Like, you know, this is like, the fight in the mall, like it never happened. I seen these dudes in the mall. I was with my kid.
So Game actually implicated, he said he's seen them in the mall. So, I mean, Rosemo said before he passed away, he said he knocked Game out. So, I mean, is this true or not? Like, what do y'all think? I mean, y'all get in them comment section, let me know what's going on. So since the slam, I'm on my beat, y'all, because this is going a little slow. They're not doing, you know, what we need them to do, so.
Said something, I said something, I went my separate ways. And after that, everybody said, hey, y'all get up on it. Yeah, and that dude is dead, by the way. So, you know.
Y'all heard Game said he did.
That is what it is, man. Whatever. All right, move up.
Man, come on, bro. My service is going crazy.
October 9th. October 9th.
Purchase your tracks today.
Yeah, I need beats. I got y'all.
You got killed before you live.
I'm sorry. Wow. Make it difficult.
When people approach you and you're with your kids, even just as
You
kids.
approach me with my kids, man, 40 days old.
Welcome back to Scandalous Los Angeles TV, where we expose the
exposure, Scandalous Los Angeles. And we in. I wonder, is he really a federal informant though? Because they're saying they got his name on the work, but I mean, is he really
of undermining the integrity of the hip-hop scene. This time, he's taken his betrayal to a level by using loose coochie cannon.
Loose coochie cannon, damn. God damn, not loose coochie.
The target Compton rapper, The Game.
You know why Luke can't know that the footage I speak of is real? That's the back room. That.
Man, I'm about to if this keep doing this, I'm about to go to something else because it's getting annoying. Guess we're gonna go back. Let me see. See what we got here. Download. All right, y'all.
Oh shit, bro, I'm done. I'm gone. All right, you didn't catch what I said you should do. Luke's been with me the whole.
Since we talking about loose, I just hit this one.
But the real shocker, the charges. They're way deeper than folks expected.
This is day
Luce
before
was
he got
mixed up in
arrested.
stuff only the streets and the feds were whispering about. Now that the public knows, everyone's saying it's a wrap for him. Even Big U, the dude being called the mastermind behind extortion in LA, and the rumored murder of a rising rapper. He's pointing fingers straight at Loose Cannon, blaming him for dragging the rolling 60s Crips into chaos. The online drama? Off the rails. Here's how it went down. On March 19th, a video showing Loose Cannon getting arrested started blowing up online. The clip, posted to No Jumper's X page, was filmed by a woman claiming to be his wife, sounding panicked, watching the whole thing unfold. This wasn't even the first time cops had shown up. Just
have an entire police force outside.
according to her, the whole time during the raid. Here's the weird part. He didn't get arrested then. It's wild, right? He gets raided, nothing happens.
My husband is home. I'm just praying that he's okay. They won't let him through.
Then a week later, he's cuffed up. Well, turns out the first time was a swatting. Some anonymous caller told the cops he was holding someone hostage, sent the whole squad out there for nothing. So here's what went down. According to Loose Cannon, his wife and her mom had just stepped out for a quick Starbucks run. But when they came back, they walked straight into a scene out of a movie, cops swarming their apartment complex. Inside, Loose was chilling with his 6-year-old son.
I'm inside with my son, right? He's 6 months. So her and her mom went to Starbucks to go and get something. So when they come back, she see all the cones and everything around there, right? So she called me. She was like,
as he's telling the story,
they saying it's a hostage situation.
As he's telling the story, the feds came and locked him up. I think the next day after he was telling the story on No Jumper.
His wife hit him up fast, warning that cops were posted outside. That's when he told her to start filming and drop the footage online, just in case things turned deadly.
I said, ask her what house. And she went to go ask, and then it was like, oh, baby, they talking about our house. She know I don't have nobody kidnapped. She just left me 10, 15 minutes ago, right? So I told her, talk to her. I said, but film it just in case I come out the house and they shoot me.
But here's the thing. Luce is a known Rollins 60s crip in his place, loaded with illegal stuff. So when a negotiator pulled up, he stalled for time and started hiding anything that could land him in serious trouble.
Negotiator came and was trying to talk to me, so I got stuff in the house. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what a real hood dude is doing is hiding and stashing everything, right?
Eventually, he got cuffed and stuffed in the back of a squad car while cops tore through the house looking for some.
This man basically told on himself. He was like, if he a real street dude, if the police pull up, you don't start hiding stuff. So basically, he told on yourself.
The hostages.
The lady, she was like, oh, we just want you to come with your hands up. So I took off my shirt, walked with my baby in the arms, put my hands up, walked back or whatever. She took the baby, they handcuffed me, put me in a car, and they was like, we're gonna just check and see if it's a hostage situation. If it's not or whatever like that, we'll let you go. And that's what happened.
But that was just the beginning. 1 week later, Luce Cannon was back in cuffs, this time for real, for something way bigger, a RICO charge. The feds called it Operation Drawdown.
Not RICO.
On March
RICO.
19th, Luce Cannon, Brick Baby, Big U, and 16 other Rollins 60s affiliates got rounded up under a massive federal indictment for racketeering. And the stuff in that indictment, straight up insane. If even half of it sticks, these dudes are facing serious prison time, like big Meech level numbers. We're talking from murder to trafficking and heavy fraud. These weren't just gang ties. Prosecutors say they were full-blown street terrorists.
Today, we're here to announce federal criminal charges against Eugene Henley Jr., a career criminal known as Big U, who used his contacts, leadership role in Crips criminal street gang, the entertainment industry, and a youth charity to further his own criminal enterprise.
The allegations in the complaint unsealed today reveal a criminal enterprise that engaged in murder, extortion, human trafficking, and fraud, all led by a supposed anti-gang activist and purported music entrepreneur who was nothing more than a violent street criminal, said acting U.S. Attorney Joseph McNally. What's wild is that Big U, the guy sitting at the top of it all, was running the oldest hustle in the game, hiding in plain sight. The Fed said this man and his crew had been skating by for way too long, getting away with violence while pretending to be cleaned up community leaders. They were out here pocketing money from taxpayers and kind-hearted donors, using scare tactics and fake OG-turned-mentor stories to cover their tracks. That's straight from the FBI's Los Angeles field office. But the murder tied to Big U, that's where things get real grim. It involved a young rapper he was supposedly mentoring, whose body was found dumped in the desert back in January 2021. That rapper was 21-year-old Rayshawn Williams. Dude had dreams, and he thought he got his big break when an indie label called Unique Music flew him out to Vegas. The plan? A full week in the studio, making one track a day, with Big U backing the whole thing. Big U had even coached him in football growing up. But what was meant to be a career-changing trip turned into a nightmare. Just 5 days before he died, Williams laid down a diss track. Rumor says it was aimed at Big U. After that, things started going left. Even though Unique Music paid for his flight and put him up in an Airbnb, the rapper started missing studio time.
This
the
is
FBI
crazy
says it was
because Big U's company, which is I guess Unique Music or whatever. Why? How you fly the man out and he don't make it back home? That's
didn't have a ride, but Big U saw it as straight up disrespect. To him, Williams was making him look bad after he vouched for him. Disrespect? Big U wasn't letting it slide. So he and his right-hand man, Demetrius Meech Robinson, hopped in a dark gray Lexus and drove 4 hours from LA to Vegas to confront him. According to the feds, the diss lyrics and the missed sessions sparked serious tension. On January 24th, around 7 p.m., Big U pulled up to the studio. Williams showed up later and kept recording until midnight. By 12:30 a.m., Big U had bounced, and so had the Lexus. Witnesses clocked it. The same ride they came in had vanished into the night. Here's where things take a dark, twisted turn. Big U's phone suddenly stopped sharing GPS data around 1 a.m., and didn't start pinging again until 2:15 a.m. At 1:15 a.m., surveillance from Rayshawn Williams' Airbnb caught a dark gray or silver
You don't
sedan
think
pulling
these
up.
people know what's
Williams
going
stepped
on?
out the passenger side, went inside, and came back out with his suitcase. That move didn't make sense. He wasn't due to check out until the next day, and his flight wasn't until then either. Something was off, and it looked like he felt it too. Then at 3 a.m., Big U returned to the studio, but this time he was alone. Witnesses later told investigators that he was soaked, either in sweat or something else. When someone asked, Big U claimed he'd just come back from the gym, but that excuse didn't sit right. Hours later, at 9 a.m. on January 25th, Rayshawn Williams' body was found in a ditch near a Vegas landfill. He had been shot in the face, execution style, with what investigators believed was a revolver, a gun that doesn't leave shell casings behind. After that, Big U made some shady moves. He ordered all the studio equipment to be taken out and had the surveillance footage deleted. Footage that may have shown him and Williams leaving together.
That made Big U look real guilty, bro. Like, super guilty. You remove the studio equipment, you remove the video surveillance equipment. So it's like, you already was preparing yourself in case, you know, they had something to actually, you know what I'm saying, hold against you. So you trying to basically just look like Big U was destroying evidence at this point.
That night, when cops tested DNA from Williams' body against Big U's, the results came back inconclusive. But they're not ruling him out. And it doesn't stop there. Big U and the Rollin 60s Crips are being linked to a whole stack of crimes, with 19 members already locked up. Even more secrets are pouring out about what they were doing in the streets. But here's the wild twist. Luce Cannon is out here saying he's innocent. His wife told Adam 22 that Luce is chillin' and confident he'll walk free, claiming all the charges are just talk with no real witnesses.
Kat, what's the update? What's going on?
And he's still in jail. So he's not gonna walk free. And he gotta go to court first though. He definitely has to go to court. He gotta have his day in court. And by him having his day in court, he'll be able to, you know, refute any evidence that is held against him. I hope he has a good lawyer. From what I hear, allegedly, I think he got a PD, a public defender, like a public pretender. That's what we call
When they picked him up, they took him to Henderson facility to get transported. He's gonna be transported in the morning. I did just get off a call with him, and you know he's doing all right. You know we have good faith that this is all gonna be debunked, and best believe we will win this case because it's all BS, it's all hearsay, there's no actual facts. It's based off of a podcast interview. At the end of the day, they have no evidence against my husband.
They don't have to have evidence if he went on a podcast interview and basically told on himself. You get on, I'm telling y'all, bro, y'all get on this internet, bro. Y'all get to talking, running your mouth about things you did in the past that they haven't solved yet. You're going to jail. And I'm going to be looking at you like,
They can say what they want to say. They got nobody testifying against my husband. And I know that for a fact because I had the paperwork.
Still, while Luce keeps the faith, Big U sees the RICO case from a way different angle, and it's looking like he's not planning to take the fall quietly. Luce Cannon, 600, and WAC 100 are all being blamed for the heat coming down on the gang right now. Big U believes these three have been way too loud, spilling street business all over the internet like it's entertainment. Luce Cannon especially is catching heat for being labeled a snitch. Even Adam 22 and his No Jumper podcast are getting dragged by fans, folks saying they've been letting guests self-snitch for years. It's gotten so bad, people are accusing Adam and his crew of working with the feds. And here's the kicker, the No Jumper podcast actually got name dropped in the indictment. Big U, while literally on his way to turn himself in after the feds dropped the hammer, called out three names: Luce Cannon, 600, and WAC 100, all regular faces on the No Jumper platform. And honestly, Big U might have a point.
When they raided my houses and my property, it was actually about WAC. WAC, Luce Cannon, 600, and this internet stuff. all of y'all found. All y'all who be sitting around the internet, all y'all who be promoting and listening to what these saying.
Loose Cannon sat down with no jumper and made some wild accusations, claiming Big U was tied to the murder of Nipsey Hussle. The interview was up for a moment, but later got pulled from YouTube. But the damage already done.
And I'm on a phone, he FaceTimed me. So he FaceTimed me and stuff like that. He was like, Nipsey just got killed. I'm like, sick, so I didn't hear that. So I hang up with him. I called Nipsey.
This man just implicated Big U and Nipsey Hussle's unaliving.
And I'm like, Nipsey, what's up? He was like, oh, what's up with it?
Nipsey answered.
Nipsey answered.
Luce said there was a whole setup behind Nipsey's death. He claimed Big U called him just 30 minutes before the shooting. Luce said he was so stunned, he immediately rang up his cousin, Nipsey, who actually picked up the phone. But then, just 30 minutes later, Luce says he got another call. This time, someone told him Nipsey was dead.
So after I talked to Nipsey, and I was like, yeah, I love you, cuz, or whatever like that. I'll see you later, or whatever. So I hung up the phone. I thought, Big U get.
He didn't even tell how he tell you something happened to Nipsey. You call Nipsey, and then after you call Nipsey, you don't say anything to him about what Big U just said.
Wrong information. 30 minutes later, the homies blowing me up like they just killed Nipsey.
It was March 31st, 2019. Nipsey Hussle was shot at least 10 times outside his Marathon clothing store in LA and was pronounced dead at 3:55
I ain't know he got shot 10 times, Lord.
p.m. The official story pins it on Eric Holder Jr., but Luce made it sound like something way deeper was going on. So here's how the official story goes. Eric Holder Jr. confronted Nipsey over street rumors that Nipsey had called him out for snitching. After getting pressed, Holder left, grabbed a gun from his car, came back, and shot Nipsey dead. 2 other men got hit in the chaos, but survived. Holder was later found guilty of first-degree murder, 2 counts of attempted voluntary manslaughter, and 2 counts of assault with a firearm. He got hit with 60 years to life. But when Loose Cannon started talking, the streets got a different version, and it sounded like a full-blown setup.
60 years.
He claimed there was a deeper plot to take Nipsey out.
Damn, so that means that 60 years, so that means the least he could get is 60. And damn, that's crazy.
Even Charleston White backed that up, saying Big U was the real mastermind.
Big U had Nipsey Hussle killed. Everybody know that. Everybody knows Big U.
According to him,
y'all watch
jealousy
this
ran
shit, I
deep
got
in the
some
rolling
going on.
60s Crips. Nipsey had grown too powerful, too
Police
loved,
are here.
too influential. The youth rocked with him
Police
heavy,
are
and
here,
that
give me
made
a
him a
second.
threat. So they got rid of him.
They was really jealous of Nipsey Hussle, homie. All the big homies in the set was jealous of Nip, because all the young love Nip. So Nip had got bigger than the set, cuz. Nip had connected Nip. Nip had got bigger than the set, cuz. And Nip ain't big, ain't nobody bigger than the set, cuz.
And Luce wasn't done exposing things either. On No Jumper, he dropped another bombshell. That Big U once set up a robbery at a weed dispensary. Luce says he was the one who actually carried it out. But here's the twist. After the robbery, Big U invited the dispensary owner back and returned part of the cash. Why? It was all part of Big U's play, showing them who really ran the streets. According to the feds, this wasn't just some random act. It was Big U's whole operation, shaking down businesses under the disguise of protection. As long as you paid the Rolling 60s boss, your spot was safe. Classic mafia.
We'll go and do something, and the same we do it to, show up to the house like 10 minutes later, we try to, counting everything, right? And we be like, how they get that? Oh, well, we're gonna just give them like $40,000 back and stuff like that, but because it's actually putting us in paperwork, right?
But Loose Cannon wasn't the only one exposing the game. Whack 100 started getting called out too. Brick Baby.
So this man smart enough to say, Big U put them in paperwork, but he was stupid enough to actually say it online, on No Jumper.
Who also got caught in the same RICO sweep, accused Whack of working with the feds. Everybody's pointing fingers and the streets are saying too much.
Whack a snitch. Whack is a cop working. If you notice, every time something happens in the street, like with the Quando Rondo situation, how do you know so much about a motherfucker? Like, I don't even know that much about that. You talk about he done robbed him.
That's Brick Baby.
It's like, how
That's
do you...
Brick Baby right there talking about the Quando Rondo situation. Bro, you was the reason why Dirk is in jail right now, dog. You know what I'm saying?
No, this is
Hold on.
getting police report.
Here's the thing. WAC 100 didn't really know the full story behind Quando Rondo's case. He thought the whole shootout was just a drug deal gone sideways, not retaliation for King Von. That slip-up had folks suspicious. Real suspicious.
We all thought that was a bad drug deal, weed deal. You know that. The world thought that shooting was a bad weed deal between some Armenians and Persians. That's what the world thought.
So much so, World Star Hip Hop even dropped a now-deleted video accusing WAC of working with the feds.
Went to my favorite hip-hop platform, World Star Hip Hop.
World
And
Star.
after that news, found out that my big homie was talking to the cops. What do you think I should do to him?
Who's talking to the cop?
WAC fired back saying, "Who, me? What you think I should do to you? Who's talking to the cops?" But now, the script flipped. WAC 100 is putting Brick Baby on blast, accusing him of snitching on Lil Durk and helping bring down OTF. And once you trace Brick Baby's online moves, WAC might actually have a case. During a podcast with Adam 22, WAC claimed he had inside sources saying Brick Baby had been cooperating with the feds.
So you think that he's a federal informant?
I think he's definitely working.
Especially after that mysterious federal pickup. I think he's definitely working, WAC said. And the timeline is sketchy. Months before Lil Durk and other OTF members were taken down, Brick Baby's house got raided by federal agents.
That beat hard.
Here's where it gets real weird. Brick got scooped up by the feds and had to be bailed out by Adam 22, but he was never charged. And WAC says that's a red flag. How does a known gang member get picked up?
That beat hitting though, like.
Something's not adding up. Then, months later, WAC revealed what he believes really happened. Brick Baby, according to him, got jammed up for running his mouth on a podcast.
It wasn't until February of 2023 that Brick Baby goes on the internet with Flacco and says, out of nowhere, the world is oblivious to this. I guess they can't say OTF didn't slide for King Von anymore.
While talking with Poetic Flacco, Brick dropped some heavy claims. He said people shouldn't act like Von's death wasn't avenged, because OTF allegedly took out Quando Rondo's cousin.
Is that in case of that?
What? Oh yeah, because of no, like he died.
You can't say that no more.
Oh, because of FBG Cash? Oh, who?
Nah, because Lil Pop.
And that one line might have triggered a whole federal move. WAC claims the feds pulled a warrant right after and came knocking, not for drugs or weapons, but for Brick's phone. They believed it held key information about the alleged plot. So WAC's right, Brick's truth-telling might have just lit the fuse on a federal case. Brick Baby never told the full truth. When Quando Rondo's cousin got taken out, Brick claimed he caught a gun charge, but never mentioned that the feds had actually come for his phone. And here's the sketchy part. He was never charged. No court date, nothing.
March, the feds get on Brick. We don't know this. We're under the presumption that it's an AK-47 case. But what really happened was they came there to get his cell phone.
That's wild considering Brick's a felon and a known gang affiliate. A gun charge should have had him locked up in.
But Brick did say that they came and got his phone. Brick actually said that himself.
Instantly. But according to him, the DA dropped it for lack of evidence.
But why did the DA reject the charge?
It's not they rejected. They just is not enough evidence for them. They got to look at the case and say, can I beat this in trial?
Yeah, nobody's buying that. Then came Dirk's indictment. WAC 100 stepped back in and dropped a bomb. He claimed the feds wanted Brick's phone because they believed he was working with OTF on the day of the shooting.
That's why Lil Durk locked up right now, because of Brick Baby. Just said OTF, only the family.
Allegedly, Brick helped feed the hitman Quando Rondo's location.
If you go in there and look at that report, number 4 is a local guy that was dropping Quando's locations.
WAC says that after the hit, the feds straight up told Quando that his own people, the Rollin 60s, set him up.
What you think the police told Quando?
that the Roll 60 set up?
Turns out, Brick Baby and Quando were both claiming to be set, and when Quando touched
So
down,
after Lil Pump got hit, Quando Rondo, when he came back to Georgia, he basically dropped his flag. When they say drop his flag, that means he giving up the whole gang life, you know, and I think that by, you know, his close friend being unalived right in front of him and things of that nature, and he was irate when, you know, they took his friend out. I mean, who wouldn't be? But you know, when he came back to Georgia, he was like, and a lot of this stuff is talking about checking in. I think he checked in and they was dropping his location when he checked in.
in Atlanta, he checked in with his crew for protection.
Yeah.
What was he claiming? Roll 60 script. Where Brick Baby from? Roll 60 script. Who you think he checked in with? Roll 60? With who? Okay, I see where you're going with this.
But after everything went down, he realized they left him hanging. That's why Quando hit social media, disowning the gang, feeling betrayed and exposed. But all this podcast truth-telling just added fuel to the fire. Loose Cannon and Big U were already under the spotlight, and it turns out they brought a lot of it on themselves. They weren't just running the streets. They were documenting it like a reality show. Loose Cannon posted a video of himself beating down a guy who talked to his baby mama. And Big U, he was caught on camera extorting a film crew, warning them not to shoot in the neighborhood unless they paid up.
Anytime you want to do movies in the hood, just can check it in. We can make sure it's like movie video. But if you don't check it in, oh well. We're gonna check you in, all right. We're gonna check in all of your equipment.
And now the internet's got the receipts. You already know the comment section is going crazy. Imagine extorting your own people who just trying to do something positive, and then filming yourself doing it, one commenter posted. Another joked, yeah, whatever they said Big U did, he definitely did that. And someone else took it up a notch, saying, Big U should have met DaBaby. He don't play by those rules.
What's happening?
Yeah, the baby was out here in Atlanta. They told me he got to check in. That boy told him. Baby told him before, I ain't checking nowhere. I don't need no permission slip.
I ain't know that.
They were talking about that moment when DaBaby got confronted by some local goons at a music video shoot in East Atlanta. These dudes rolled up, demanding to see a so-called permission slip to film in their hood. But DaBaby? Nah, he wasn't about to get pumped. He stood on business and made it clear he wasn't signing anything.
But I ain't signing no permission slip nowhere. I don't answer questions. I don't sign permission slip. I don't do that, nigga. Hey, I ain't gonna never check in. Hey, I'm not checking in nowhere.
Later, in an interview with Black TV, DaBaby revealed that those goons were lucky it didn't escalate. In his words, their God was on their side.
So you shoot this music video in East Atlanta, and you're not from there.
No, I'm for sure.
Right. And a bunch of guys from the neighborhood show up and ask you for a permission slip. Did you feel that it could have gone wrong?
Yeah, God was on their side.
He wasn't bluffing either. DaBaby's known for not backing down. Remember, he once shot and killed a man in a Walmart and walked away with it. Even though footage showed he might have been the one pressing the issue. But Big U isn't the only one tied up in a RICO mess. Just like the Rollin' 60s boss, another high-profile gang figure had to surrender himself.
I need to figure out how I can get the AI to talk for my shit, but it's at RICO. That's how you know it's AI.
Casanova.
Going in, baby, I love you like cook food.
It's Casanova.
My whole
going to jail.
Talk through. I'll see you soon. I love you like cook food.
Back on December 1st, 2020, the feds swooped in and arrested 17 members of the untouchable Guerrilla Stone Nation gang.
Man, they've been locked up for a minute. He's been locked up for a little minute. He's been locked up for some years now, Casanova.
And just before Casanova turned himself in, he pulled a move straight out of Big U's playbook. He filmed himself talking to the camera, knowing what was coming. Just hours before Casanova turned himself in, prosecutors from the Southern District of New York issued a federal warrant for his arrest.
That's what got Diddy, y'all. The Southern District of New York, bro. That Southern District, they get most of their people. And that's why when Diddy had beat that RICO charge, bro, like, people was like, that was a big win for Diddy.
They weren't playing. He was named as a leader of the untouchable guerrilla Stone Nation along with 17 other members, and the indictment sounded like a movie script, but for Casanova, it was painfully real. This wasn't just a crew, they were being called a full-blown criminal enterprise with ranks, rules, and a network stretching from New York all the way down to Florida. The list of charges was heavy. Racketeering conspiracy, drug trafficking, firearms possession tied to drug activities, you name it. Authorities say the gang was deep in everything from selling narcotics to brutal assaults and even murder. Casanova, according to the feds, used his fame and street image to boost the gang's reputation. His music and social media weren't just for show, they were tools to keep the gang's name ringing in the streets. He was staring down life in prison if convicted of the racketeering conspiracy alone. At first, Casanova stood tall and pled not guilty, but that didn't last. On May 11, 2022, he flipped, just like 12 other members before him, and admitted guilt to racketeering and drug charges. He confessed to being part of a shooting at a Florida party in July 2020 over a gambling beef, a robbery in NYC in August 2018, and moving over 100 kilos of weed. Meanwhile, Loose Cannon, Brick Baby, and Big U are probably wishing they never touched a camera or mic. All that internet clout, not worth it now. But it's not just the Rollin' 60s getting hit with the fallout. Another set OLOC snitched on themselves too. Now 5 of their members are lined up for life sentences. On October 13, 2020, the feds made their move on OLOC, raiding the crew and arresting 5 men for the murder of FBG Duck. The names? C Murder, Kenny Mack, Lost, C Thing, and Newell. They got hit with murder, racketeering, assault with a deadly weapon, and unlawful firearm charges. And these weren't light, the charges came with a mandatory life sentence. FBG Duck was gunned down in broad daylight at Michigan Avenue and East Oak Street in Chicago's upscale Gold Coast. Just weeks before, cameras caught the moment a black vehicle pulled up, men hopped out armed, and opened fire while Duck tried to escape. A gray Chrysler also tied to the hit sped off after, leaving Duck lifeless on the sidewalk. The case sat cold, until gang members got a little too comfortable online. On video, they admitted the real reason behind the hit. FBG Duck had disrespected one of their dead homies. T. Roy, in his track Deadbeat, is released just a month before Duck was killed.
Like everything like that, I don't know. Okay. All I know, don't say it about Troy or you don't say it about Troy. That's it.
At first, folks thought it was King Von who put the green light on Duck for dissing his fallen friend. But then FBG Buddha shocked everyone on Vlad TV, saying it wasn't Von at all. It was Lil Durk allegedly tied to the whole thing. Buddha even claimed Durk was about to fly out some of Duck's alleged killers on a private jet just
That's how all this came to play, bro.
Before the feds swooped in.
I don't think Von paid them guys. I'm sorry to tell the world. Them boys got snatched at the airport on a private hangar. Von is dead, right?
Okay, well,
how? Because he's paying for a jet.
Now, those 5 OLOC members are locked up for...
Make good sense. Butter made good sense on that one, though. Butter made real good sense on that, dude. Butter made real good sense on that.
Life, no second chances, no appeals that matter, just prison bars from here on out. So the question is, will Loose Cannon meet the same fate? That story's still unfolding. If you made it this far, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more breakdowns just like this. And as always, I'll catch you on the next one.
Alright, y'all, let's see if we can go back to YouTube, see what happened. Might be able to go back to YouTube and get a little something out of that.
Loose been with me the whole time. Loose been with me the whole time. You dumb, stupid ass. This niggas over here shaking like dinosaurs right now. God.
Loose has been with him the whole time. He made a diss song about wax. He made a diss song. That was the play to do that.
The most niggas on the street right now.
Motherfucking loyal member underneath him. That's how you do it. You always keep one right there. Like, go at me all the time.
Dang. Loose been wanting to come out. I just the name out check. I just the name out check. I just the name out check. I just the name out check.
For years, CS2 Back has shown blatant disrespect towards the game.
When you say a nigga like Jim Jones, all you know about Jim Jones is he's a rapper and what he raps about. But let's look at his fucking credentials when it comes to the streets, my nigga. Hey, yo, what? He ain't that. A lot of Game ain't that. Game ain't never seen the penitentiary, bro. He did 30 days in the county jail, bro. Game ain't that. Game ain't never seen the penitentiary, bro. He did 30 days in the county jail, bro.
And his latest maneuver is a clear escalation of his vendetta. By leveraging the rainbow rat bastard Loose Coochie to push for serious murder charges against the rapper, CS2 Back is not just violating the trust of the hip-hop community, but actively working to dismantle one of its key figures. Adding another layer of intrigue and betrayal, Porky, who is supposed to be the game's manager, has become a central figure in this shady scheme. Not only has Porky's mismanagement reportedly led to the game recently losing his home, but he's now implicated in a plot to frame the rapper for murder. Under CS2 Back's direction, Loose Coochie was instructed to secretly record a conversation with Bosco, hoping to extract and manipulate statements that would incriminate the game. During this covert recording, Loose Coochie pressed Bosco to admit that he had mentioned the game's alleged involvement in the murder of Rosemo 700. This deceitful tactic, executed without Bosco's consent, reveals the depth of Wack's duplicity and the lengths he's willing to go to undermine the game.
You sent me a thing talking about gang pity. You sent me a thing talking about gang pity. You sent me a thing talking about gang pity.
You guys just witnessed the rainbow rat bastard Lucy Coochie Cannon tell Bosco that he sent him a video that said
This
the
man,
game did
like,
it.
bro, these folks.
Bosco has no idea.
All these folks be acting like they so gangster, but bro, y'all niggas be telling on y'allself, telling on other folk, bro. I like, bro, that's why I'd rather be a civilian, bro. Like, if I'm in a game with you and you willing to tell on me, bro, like, we ain't even going that route.
That he's being recorded either. Bosco's going to explain that the video he sent Lucy was a video that somebody had already posted online. The question is, why would Cannon record that and put it online?
There's a lot of COINTELPRO shit going on.
Cannon is controlled by CS2 Back, and CS2 Back is also supposed to be the game's manager. For some reason, Porky has no problem with his special needs student, Lucy, implicating his artist in a murder.
There's a lot of COINTELPRO shit going on.
The same way he had no problem with his special needs student accusing Reggie Wright of being in a homosexual relationship with Cedric.
You sent me a thing talking about gang pity.
Bro, that's on the internet. That's all public record. I'm just saying, I didn't say nothing that was different. I've been saying the same shit for years. I've been saying that shit that 12 years later we're in that. I've been saying the same shit for years, bro. Why all of a sudden could I say it again? Now, why it's like all of a sudden it's something like, oh yeah, this content, nigga. Ain't no time being said that shit, nigga. I've been saying the same shit for 12 years, nigga. The story don't change, nigga. Nigga, the story don't change, nigga. I said the same thing the news said. Less than a day after Bosco's interview hit the net, Rosemo's car went careening down my road. The news said that. That's a news clip, my nigga. That's all I'm saying. Send me my 250, bro. I need that, man. I'm tired of it, nigga.
That broke ass motherfucker asked me for some money.
Damn.
This content was so hilarious, I just had to do it. These guys keep making...
Scandalous Los Angeles, y'all. So check it. So what happened was, I don't know, like half my live got.
The Crip Cop Care Bear, Christopher Loves Boys, looked like an idiot. In this video,
alright, y'all, we might have to go back to where we was at. We gotta go back. Let me take you back all the way back. So we're gonna go back to let me see. Let's see what this is. Hold on.
As I was on the live just now, and I was trying to let her know, you know, because, yeah, the attorney involved is Aaron Mitchell Kid.
Wolf Gang Production. Y'all check out Wolf Gang Production.
What up, y'all? What up? Peace. Wolf Gang Amadeus. You tuned into the set. What we got here today? And I got a lot of pushback from a lot of people from that last video where, you know, I mentioned Jagger, right? And I said her indictment, her involvement with the indictment. For those who don't know, there's been a amended case that attaches Jagger Wright's name to a case that's been out for a few months involving Diddy and an assault of a young woman. And they included Big Homie CC, they included Jagger Wright, they included Odell Beckham Jr., they included Drewski, of all people. And, you know, I just made a comment. When I first heard the news, I said, oh, this is real wild. And then at the end, I said it. I was like, well, I know for a fact that Jag was in jail on March 23rd, 2018. So how was she able to commit these acts of crimes that they're saying were committed by her? So
I'm gonna cut it off at an hour,
from
1 hour.
The community, the
Like
YouTube people, most YouTube people were, the comments were cool, but in general, people were just, you know, being, well, I'll say the trolls, they were just trolling. I just have to say it, they were trolling. Now, the case that I'm referring to is a complaint that alleges that the defendants, the people that I mentioned before, and, you know, this includes Sean Combs, Diddy, and others, engaged in a RICO enterprise that systematically committed a series of violent crimes. Offenses alleged including the R word, rape, sexual assault, sexual battery, napping of the kids, and transporting. Y'all know what I'm saying, traffic, y'all know what I'm saying. So the plaintiff, it's now 3 plaintiffs. There's Ashley Parham, there's a John Doe, there's a Jane Doe, and several unnamed individuals assert that these defendants exploited their position of higher power within the entertainment industry to perpetrate and conceal a long-running pattern of abuse. Among the defendants' name was Jagger Wright. They said Jacqueline Wright. Her professional name is Jagger Wright. The complaint details numerous disturbing incidents involving multiple defendants, and it alleges that Jagger Wright is involved as part of the criminal enterprise. The potential legal.
This is what it messed up at. They putting people in these cases that, how could Jaguar Wright, like he said, have been infiltrated in this case, and she was already incarcerated. So that's almost like when the lady was saying that Diddy did all this to her, and they showed Diddy was somewhere else.
Was on the live just now, and I was trying to let her know, you know, because, yeah, the attorney involved is Aaron Mitchell Kid. She definitely needs to be sued. Okay, cool, we announced that, but stop talking, let's just start moving, because the information provided in the complaint and Jaguar's position, there's several legal strategies that may be involved, essentially. I told her, and I just went on record, I told her, you know, what needs to happen is there's a motion to dismiss or for summary judgment in this case. So Jaguar Wright can prove lack of participation, and she can file a motion to dismiss, arguing that she did not participate in any alleged criminal acts. This is evidence showing her non-involvement. There's witness statements, there's documentation that she was in jail. All that can be used to support this motion. You know, there's a failure to plead specific facts. The complaint fails to allege specific facts linking her to the criminal enterprise. A motion to dismiss on that basis is that.
All right, I was about to wrap it up. I come back later. I'll probably do some shorts and I'll do some more lives. I'll probably do some more lives today. But basically, if you're gonna be on the Karma Cafe, I want you to like, subscribe, share, definitely hit notification. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. Come back and mess with me again. Boy.